do I need to press this?
No, so this is JDK 2202 under library. Okay, now go to project again, the top left. Yeah. So that's also pointing to JDK. Okay, can you click on that SDKs drop down here? Yeah, click on that drop down. Okay. Open JDK version 2202. All right. Yeah, I will try to share my screen and see if I can fix this.
Should I stop?
Yes, I stopped. Sorry. Okay, so the issue that I'm facing is that my version is not working. So I'm gonna try to download. Download. Okay, 22. Three, 20. Wait. Mm, 2021 and 23. Okay, what about 23? 23 should also work, right? For Mac OS, I'm going to do this guy here. It says 22 or higher, so hopefully this one is going to work. Okay. And this.
So 22 is fine for us, or
Yeah,
higher?
it says 22 is fine.
Okay.
My version is not fine.
Oh, okay.
Java virtual machines, I put this guy. Nope. However, somehow you can. Okay. Copy that. Go to my terminal. Okay, and press I for insert. I'm gonna change the Java home version to this guy. Escape. Oops. Escape. And colon with WQ, right, and quit. Okay, that has been updated. And I'm gonna run source.zshrc. Okay, that reloaded. And echo Java home, so that has been updated to 2301. Okay, now let's go to project structure. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, let's remove this, apply. Okay. Three. Okay. Let me close IntelliJ. IntelliJ reopen. Hey, it worked. Okay. It worked. I was struggling with this for 1 hour, guys. The only thing that after many tries, I already know where is what. So every time when you need to upgrade the JDK, you have to know the path where it's located. Usually, there is this file, ZSHRC, and this is what stores the path to different virtual desktop or development kit, different environments. So I'm gonna show you that too. There you go. So from here now, I'm gonna cat simply means read only, like display, yeah. And tilde / tilde means from the root go to .zshrc file, enter, and as you can see, this is the file in which sets the environment path. For example, this one is setting the path for Python virtual environment, and this one set Java home. So the home directory for the Java virtual desktop, virtual machine. So it's saying, hey, for Java, exporting the Java home from this path under users, Omniserialiva, library, Java file, virtual machines, JDK 2301, contents, home. So let's check that out in from a visual perspective. I think it's open somewhere. Yeah. So this is the path we're talking, right? Under users, library, Java, virtual machines. Let's go there first. Let's go to go home. Yeah. And this is the user path. And under that user, we should find library, or under this, we should find library, right? You guys see library anywhere? I'm just gonna go to the library from here. Go to folder. Yeah, there you go. That's the library path. Enter. Yeah, this is the library. And we should see Java here. Yep, there you go. So it says go to library and then Java. Finder. What? So under library, go to Java. Inside Java, it says Java virtual machines. See, Java virtual machines. And inside of that, you will find JDK2301.jdk. JDK2301.jdk. Inside of that, you will find contents. So if I go in here, I should see contents. Yeah. Inside contents, I see home. See? So that's the home. This is saying set Java home to that home. That's what I figured out after quite a bit of struggle, because I couldn't access some parts of this laptop. All right, and basically I just downloaded the JDK 23 from the internet of official Oracle website. And after doing a bunch of ChatGPT, I found it. And this is our GitHub. All right, cool. Okay, let's go. So this says successful get activity. The user is get activities. Given the user is get activities, go back to the GitHub again. Okay, you started with the APIs, right? Let's go with questions first of all. Gonna pick from the interview questions that usually gets asked during interviews. And we're gonna have Miss Mary answer all the questions we got right now. Miss Mary, you ready? Miss Mahawat, you ready?
Yeah, let's try.
All right, what are different HTTP methods that you know?
HTTP methods. REST and SOAP.
Okay, in REST, what are different types of API methods do you know?
REST, CRUD methods. It's get, put, post, delete.
Okay. Difference between get and put?
Get, we retrieving data.
Mhm.
Put, we creating new data.
With put, we create new data, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the difference between post and put?
Oh. I forgot.
All right, Chinara, you ready?
Yes, sure.
Difference between put and post?
Different between post and put. Put is post is create the data. Put is update the data partially.
Put updates partially or fully?
Partially. No, put updates. Put updates fully, and there is also a patch with which updates partially.
Okay. If the data doesn't exist, let's say you're trying to update the user by ID 10. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that user doesn't exist and you're trying to do put request, what happens?
Not found. 404
You sure?
or unauthorized.
If
Maybe.
I try to update user details by the ID in REST API using put HTTP method, and if the specified ID does not exist,
Maybe no content 204.
what do you guys think? Everybody else? Okay, let's see. ChatGPT says not found. In the REST API, when you attempt to update user details using put HTTP method and the specified ID doesn't exist, what happens depends on how the API is designed. Oh, okay. So it depends on how the API is designed. Here are common scenarios. Usually, return 404, which is if the resource with the specified ID doesn't exist, the server typically responds with 404 not found status code. This indicates that the requested resource could not be found on the server. This is what they were asking during interview. But I guess it depends on the, okay. In some APIs, a put request behaves like an upsert, update or insert. If the resource does not exist, the server may create a new resource with the provided ID and details. Server responds with 201 created status code if a new resource is created. If the resource already existed and was updated, it returns 200 okay or 204 no content. Nice. Return 400, 404. Best practice return 404, not found. Okay. So less common. Okay. During interview, they asked if the specify, this was the same exact question during interview. You're trying to update a user with put request by, providing the ID of the user, and the user does not exist in the server. What happens then? And it returns not found. The response was, but then they came back and they said, oh, the difference between put and patch is that if the user does not exist with the given ID, then it creates a new user. That's the difference between put and patch. With patch, you cannot do this. Yeah, because the main difference between put and patch is that patch does only partial update. Let's say you are trying to update this user and you're just trying to update the email. You can only provide the email and it will update the email only. But with put, you have to provide the whole object. And it's going to update the entire object, basically. Where did it go? You didn't cover a patch, right, yet? It was just put. Oh, you did get only yesterday.
Yeah, only get. We practice only with get yesterday.
Okay. Do I need any token for this, or I can just get it? Okay, why am I seeing this issue? Who can help me?
Yeah, we need to JSON format, not HTML. You need to change it.
The response here changed to
JSON.
headers.
Baha, it's not full URL.
I need
Yeah, in Slack.
this part.
Yeah, also. Yes.
Where's my things are hiding? This. Oh. So I don't need any token for this. Good. If I want to get, for example, this activity 3, how can I do that?
You need to just add the ID number 3 at the end of URL.
Just put this. Okay. What about the parameters? It doesn't work here. And to create new activity, I can just change this to post. And in the request body, just put this. And I think ID gets automatically generated. I don't need to provide anything. Activity, for example, 101. Unless they already have it. Okay. Completed. Let's say true. Oops. And send. Okay. It created two with the ID 0. Okay. What if I provide the ID myself? 101. I need to wrap this in there. Like a string. Oh, I can create it too. Okay. And with put, what if I just copy this? And paste it here. Completed false for the ID 101. Put send. And now get by ID 101. Oh, get by ID 0, right? Not found. What? Get by ID 1. Oh, this works. Okay. So the ones that we create, it doesn't actually create in the database. It just creates them temporarily, mocking the behavior. That's it. Okay. Our list, it's here. Activity, here are the steps. Okay, then we're gonna use it's the one he sent me. Give me 1 second. It's called booking. Okay, do you all have the Postman set up? Who doesn't have Postman set up?
Yes, I don't have, but I'm using this web browser or something. I'm opening through browser.
Mm. Why the oh, Postman, like from the web browser, right?
Yes,
Okay. It's the same thing, but is it working fine?
yes, it's working.
Okay. Let's go to bake. Okay, let's try with this. I'm gonna send it to class in class tasks in our Slack channel. And you know what? I will just use this documentation. Please follow the documentation and try to find a way to create new user, update existing users' email and first name. Okay, just get this from the Slack channel, Fake Store API. And here, if you go to the documentation, so in, don't do anything yet, just focus on this. In any company, when you join, most of the time, they will give you documentation, what's called Swagger documentation. And Pet Store Swagger. And this is what it's gonna look like. Like in real work, I use this kind of API. And they basically provide you this kind of documentation, and they will ask you to do some API test. So for that, for example, you would just here click on try it out, and you can do some, you know, available, for example, execute, and there you go. It returns the pets that are available, see? And you can do the same thing here if I just copy this using Postman. You can see my screen, right? Okay, I will allow all cookies for now. So just go to Postman, put the same available, send. There you go, see? It's returning me all the available pets from the pet store where the status is available. And I could probably change its status to unavails. We'll talk about the query parameters. Example. And then here it says, okay, so you were just filtering for available. What about pending? Yeah. So for pending, execute, and it returns a bunch of data which are pending, for example, status. So if I just copy this pending and change it to status pending, go, yeah. It returns all the animals with the status pending. It's filtering basically. We'll talk about it later, just letting you know right now. So I want you guys right now to, like, the reason I showed this is in real companies, you will be using this kind of documentation called Swagger documentation for API testing. And same thing here. Each company might have different ways, but most of the companies use Swagger. In here, if you go here, you will see that under here, you will see users. And click on get all, it'll take you to the part where you can get all the users. See, this is, so don't worry about, for example, this fetch method. This is something that is used in JavaScript. Then response, convert the response to JSON. Then that whatever the JSON console, that like console log means printed out. Don't worry about this part. Just focus on whatever's inside here. So this is what you will use for getting all the users. And getting a single user, as you can see, with the ID, and then limit the number of users. Don't worry about that. Sort the results, add new users. So I would focus on here. This, in order for you to create a new user, just focus on whatever that's inside the body, okay? So from here up to here, this is the data that you need to provide for post request to create a new user. And if you need to update the user, do the same. Look at the method type. says put. Focus on this part again. Just do your updates. Patch. Same thing. Delete a user. We just need to provide the ID. So look at this documentation, go through this, and practice each one of them. Get the users. That's one. Number two, get a single user by its ID. Then don't worry about limit results. So adding new user and updating existing user. Focus on these. I'll give you about 15 minutes to work on this. And when you guys are done, I'm gonna call out each one of you and you're gonna show me how you did it using Postman. Any questions?
But I cannot find the channel task in Slack to get the link.
Oh, you're not added? Okay, 1 second. You were not added. Sorry about that. Who else was not added in here? Everybody else is here?
Yeah, me too. I think I didn't receive anything.
Oh, this one. Hold on 1 second. Let me just copy this and send it to 824 here, okay? Wait, what was that? Okay, I'm gonna bring it from here to this. There you go. It's in SDET 824. I believe everybody is here, right? See Aidana, see Ulan, I see Mary, I see Enura. Okay, Chinara, everybody's here. So go here and try those. 15 minutes.
Here.
Okay.
At the first,
So
I retrieve
with users,
using.
yeah.
It's the first
Okay.
I use get and retrieve data.
User
Okay.
with his ID, right?
Yeah. Then I copy it and create new. I don't know how to say file. Yeah, and using put, I inside of body I put this data and just I made name and last name as uppercase.
Mm-hmm.
Send it and here is
Good.
my
Good, good. Very good. Now, you said it's a file, right? We don't say file. Well, record.
record. Okay, I didn't remember what say and I just saying file. Okay, record.
And you did update with the
Ah.
put, right? Not create.
Yes.
Good,
No,
good.
but I retrieve with get, then
Mhm.
update with put.
Okay. Can you create a new user too or not yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Do you want to give it a try by following the documentation if you need to?
Yeah, we can do right now. It
Yes.
can do it here in
Mhm.
post.
Mhm.
Mm. I can use this URL also, yeah?
Yeah. Same URL.
Okay. And as a body, I can also use this one, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
So we'll make some changes to it, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you need to first select raw and then JSON for the file type. Good. Okay. Now let's make let's make changes.
I didn't. Yeah. Let's
Put here Mary
Mary. Yeah.
Johnson.
Sounds like this. Yeah.
Yep, that's fine. And yep, send. So the ID that gets
No,
generated is
then
11.
Yeah. In get. Yeah. I can retrieve it. No. No. Why?
Hmm. Now can you go to the documentation?
Yeah.
Yep. So create user, add user. Yeah. Let's check the documentation. So if you scroll down, what does it say? Okay, scroll down. Okay, so if you send an object like the code above, it will return you an object with a new ID. Remember that nothing in real will insert into database, see? So if you want to access the new ID,
When get here. 200. No, not this one. Okay, I can just change it. No.
get it, 404, right?
Yeah, not for 200.
Mhm.
Oh, in post-it need. Okay. In post also 200.
Okay. So if you want to access the new ID, you will get 404. Show output. Let's see that. Okay. Good. So there's that. That means it's working. At least being able to create, update, it's working. Good. So what is the purpose of API then?
Uh,
Why do we need API?
for retrieving some information, changing, yeah,
Retrieve the information from where?
from database.
From database. Okay. Or from other APIs.
Yeah.
But at the end, all of those APIs will go to some database. Retrieve means access and get data and bring it to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or if we need to change, we need to, for example, in the give me a real life example for this, please,
Real.
for API.
Yeah, like in kayak.com also when we are buying a ticket, we
Mhm.
also, when we choose city and data, they're using API for talking to another airlines, yeah,
Mhm.
and showing all of possible thing flights to
Yeah.
my destination.
Okay. Okay. Show, open it and show it to us.
Doing kayak.com. Okay. A minute. How can I move it? Here. Okay. I don't know how to do it.
Oh, the one that's showing up on top, like share screen, you cannot remove that.
Ah,
Is that
Mm.
what you're saying?
yeah, I can remove it, like conference
Yes.
display, like
Yeah, if you click on the three dots on the right, you will see hide floating something. You can click on that. It's okay. All right. Thank you, Mary. This was great. Who wants to go next? Aidana? Chinara? Ulan? Claire?
I don't have this project yet. I need to.
No project. For example, Chinara, go ahead and share your screen if you're from your laptop. Let's launch kayak.com. Yep, that's good. And if you can, for example, launch kayak.com. Yep. So now Mary will explain us what do we mean by kayak.com. Like the API calls in kayak.com. Miss Mary, help us. What she needs to do to see the API calls.
As I say, if we will choose flights, yeah, click on flights and choose let's we want to Miami, yeah, with and put Sunday's data one adult. Let's choose business class, not economy. We have business or first, something like this. Yeah, then click search.
Good. The departure date needs to be
Return
before
data. We
the-
need to
yeah.
return data. Change.
– 2025.
Yeah, we
Okay.
need to change.
Ooh, that's long. Yeah. Select in January, for example, 15.
15.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, then yeah. Here is all of API, return all of information about flights. So
What do you mean by that? Explain.
API connecting other, not others, different airlines, asking them give us flights, what flights they have to Miami to the date, and give us also all of information. It's meaning all of data. It retrieve it, asking from their database all of required what we need to think.
Searched.
What we searched, yeah. So here is yeah, to with Delta Airlines, yeah, to the flights from American Airlines. It's a cheaper price. So here kayak.com using API connecting to other airlines and showing all of information.
Okay, Ulan, did you understand?
Yes, it's clear.
Can you explain it, what you understood, please?
So when we are searching the information. The API provides us the data from the server. It's when we search, it means the request. So we got the response from the server, and there are the list of the possible available flights, business class for one adult.
Okay. And where, so kayak.com is requesting this information from where? From which server?
Server. There are a lot of air company, right? So
Airline companies, yeah.
yeah, but I guess the API collect all the information from the different servers, from American Airlines, so on and so on.
Very good.
Or it's each company has own server, right? With their data, and the API helps us to get all the necessary information from the different servers.
Mm-hmm. Good. Aidana, thank you, Lan.
Yes.
What did you find valuable from this kayak.com when it comes to giving examples about API request? What was most interesting to you here?
I think that the kayak, for example, like those websites, they don't need to have their own database. They just can, for example, by using these API calls, they can like retrieve those like information and how to say, get those information that it needs. Like instead of like building its own database, they can just ask from different like the databases.
Different APIs or different services or different servers, because each of these airlines here, American Airline, United, Delta, they all have their own servers where they provide information, and their servers are the ones who access their own database to retrieve all this information. So yes, you got it 100% correct. This is the most interesting part, because kayak.com or Expedia, or there are multiple different ones, these are just they just make money from selling the service, like for
Intermediate.
exactly intermediary, yeah, intermediary service. Clear? Thank you, Aidan. Do we have clear? Miss Claire, can you unmute? Okay, great. Chinara, what do you think is what kind like how would you see all the API calls here on this page?
How would I see API calls on this page? Like they are like this kayak.com, it goes to each airlines, and if, for example, if the user send a request asking it basically checking if this ticket, for example, for Delta, if we ask like for how many days, and it's checking, basically going to this Delta airline database and checking if this data is correct.
Mm-hmm.
It's in my understanding. And we are sending requests and it's giving us response with this status code. If there is a 200 or 201, or there is different type of status codes.
Yep, that's right. How do you see the API calls here? Like when you click search, where can we see all the API calls?
Where we can see the API calls?
Yeah, on the browser.
On the Kayak.
Yep.
Like in the backend it will be body, but in the UI we will see the data on the UI.
Okay. Miss Mary, where can we track the API calls from the browser?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't. I forgot.
Was it like the same way as we were looking for
Like inspect, yeah. Like
inspect?
yes.
Yesterday, Bipsutan was showing like there was another
yeah, there was
yeah,
another.
you need to inspect the page, and then there is like a third, fourth tab, I think, inside that DOM or something like I
On
think.
the, you mean on the DevTool, Baja?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, then we can see it on our API
Okay,
calls
open it.
on
Open
our.
it in the DevTools here.
I didn't really get your question.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I was like, where you can see on the UI. Okay.
Network or something.
Yeah.
No, network. Go
Network.
to see, all of these are, if you filter fetch and XHR, you see? On the, if you keep scrolling to the right, in the DevTools, you will see, scroll,
Yeah.
go up a little bit, fetch and XHR button, you see? Scroll up, no, go up, I mean, yeah. Go up, yep, to the left, down, left, a little bit.
Yeah.
Where you see fetch and XHR.
Oh,
Do you
it's
see that button?
disappear. Should I click on something so it will show?
Chinara, on filter line, on filter line, you need to go где all button, and right there fetch an HR button. Doc. Yeah, this one.
Okay, now I'm gonna clear it.
Yeah, it's
And I'm gonna search. As soon as I search, you see a lot of API calls are happening. And all of these are, you can see the status code, fetch, right? So let's go up. So it says get, and of course, the response is not going to be very easy here because they're going to try to hide as much information as they can. Okay, so from Kayak, what do we see here? Oh, results. Sections. See, hotels and cars. The hotels, hotel ID, the hotel name. So this is the one that is downtown Hotel Miami. And the second hotel, you can even see the rating, right? User rating, very good. 1,602 reviews. All this information actually. Okay, let's see if we can see. Are we searching for hotels? Flight?
what's flight?
Travel business class. Okay, I think this is the information. Yeah, Southwest. And that should be here. First one says Delta, right? Price line. Where's Southwest? Oh, this is all the information that we got. Yep. Atlanta, Georgia. Seat something. Yeah. So you see how big this data is? This is what Bravo is. Position left.
Are you searching something?
Visual Studio Code.
Oh,
Oh,
it's my computer.
yeah. What? I don't see your screen anymore.
Oh, you can see?
Okay, now I see.
Can
Okay,
you
what?
see?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. This must be partial information. Trying to make sense out of this information. Display. Oh, these are ads. Yeah, we don't want the ads.
Ads, you mean advertisement?
Yeah. It's gonna be hard to find the information that gets returned by kayak.com because there's like they send out so many. I would really hope that this would be the like the let's see, but the payload says hotel and car. Requested verticals, hotel and car. Where's
Let's
the?
try to click on search again. Maybe it will show a new one.
It's interesting to me because we selected flights. Okay, clear everything. And we're gonna, oh, Southwest is checked. So uncheck Southwest. Uh, first of all, second of all, are there direct flights only? Search. Really? You see how many API calls getting triggered here? All of these are collecting data. So this get definitely is not. This is airport information. See? This is about the user. User is not anonymous.
Mm.
They're not signed in. That's why it's true. It's not gonna show us all the information easily because that's gonna cause them some security threat, like. So they're not gonna show us all the information easily here, you know? Okay, anyway, so we are able to see the API calls from here, okay? All the API calls, other than what they're hiding. And a lot of the API calls get encrypted here because they want to hide, like, because kayak.com, it's their business is make money by just sending requests to different APIs that are available out there. And they don't want to expose anything they have, right? Their business model is, everybody knows their business model, but how they request data, how do they get the data? They don't want to expose them. They don't want to show this. So obviously they're gonna put layers and layers of security measures to hide it. There's a term called web scraping. They don't want that to be available either, given this list.
Probably all business does it, right? They hide the data in the back.
Not all the businesses know. Some businesses they don't care, but
Mm.
kayak.com, Expedia, this is where they make the money from.
Mm.
Scraping is the process of using bots to automatically extract data and content from a website. See, they extract the data and the content from the website. Web scraping, like they use what do you call the network tab? They go in whenever you get the results, they scrape, they get all the data out, and they can actually load it on their own page if they wanted to, using the same scraping method. See, this is, for example, Python code for scraping the website using the bots. And then making user agent like Google, which helps the browser to say which site is it. This is the JavaScript code for that. So yeah, you can learn the web scraping, and it will, with the help of it, you can actually consume a bunch of data for free and load them on your page. But I don't know how much legal that would be. Okay, good. Well, this is well, all the API calls get tracked in the network tab. And during interviews, they ask you, let's say you are clicking on this button on kayak.com, this button, you are clicking it, it is not working. Expect, we go in here, event listener. So click. Oh man, this triggers too many events. Okay, so see, I'm clicking, nothing is happening. I'm going to network tab. I'm clearing everything. I'm clicking. Nothing's happening, see?
Mm.
Why? I just removed the element click method here, see? So whenever I click, nothing happens. A lot of people during interview, they love asking this question, and I have seen this question many times. In the UI, you are clicking on a button and it's not working. What do? You are testing this button, and when you click on this button, it's supposed to show all the available flights for these dates, but it's not showing. Why?
I probably will talk to developers who worked on this task,
Okay.
and I will tell them that I will raise the issue. Hey, this click button is not working, and they probably need to work on this task and finish it, and I will test it after they are done fixing it.
Okay. Good, good. What else? Anybody else?
Reporting it include our upper management, yeah. Not only developers, also QA manager and product owner. So we reporting it, and they're decided severity and priority of this button. After that, we can solve this issue.
Okay. Good. So this is how I would answer. If the button in the UI, when I click, it's not working, then I would do some troubleshooting. Try to find the root cause, meaning what is causing this issue? Why the button is not working? Firstly, I would refresh my page. Okay. After I refresh my page, trust me, when I click, I'm in here, now it should work. Yeah.
Yes.
As you can see, this click is back with all of its events. So when I click now, it is working. How do I know that? Yeah.
But what is not, if it's not working after refreshing?
Okay, so that's a good question. That's what we need to do. During interview, when they ask you, okay, there's a button in the UI, when you click it, it's supposed to work, but it's not working. What is your next step? What do you do next? Well, first of all, I will try to refresh the page and make sure that, the page has been updated, reloaded, and I will try to click on it again. If it doesn't work, then I will try all the possible ways to troubleshoot, try to find the root cause analysis. I'll analyze and I will try to get as much as possible out of it. So the second step, after I refresh, if it still doesn't work, then I will open the inspector or which DevTools and make sure under console there are no any errors associated with it. So when I click it, is it creating any errors? You see, none of the errors are updated when I click it. Okay, so if that's not causing any errors, see, it's not causing any errors, then I will check in the network tab to make sure when I click on it, if this click is supposed to trigger some kind of API call, then I click it to make sure if the API call is getting triggered or not. And if all of these steps are still fine, then I will go ahead and create a report. But in my report, I will report this bug. But in my bug, in the ticket, I will try to include very clear steps on how to reproduce this issue. What's causing it? What are my observations? Was I able to find the root cause analysis? No. But I will definitely try to, check the console, the network tab, and refresh the page. These are troubleshooting steps. Let me ask you a follow-up question. Let's say Chinara, your hair dryer at home, your Dyson, Dyson it gets plugged to the wall, right?
Mhm.
And then you turn it on, it's not working. What do you do?
Um, First I will check the this where we plugged if it
Mhm.
works.
Mm-hmm.
Try another try to plug into in another room
Mm-hmm.
and check to make sure if the Dyson is not working.
Mm-hmm.
And if Dyson is not working, then I probably check the how it says this.
Reset button.
Yeah, reset. I will try this all this reset button on and off.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will try to check just a second. I don't know what it calls.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So the purpose here is, you see, you are taking some steps. You're not gonna,
yeah,
oh, it doesn't work, and you're not gonna call Dyson and return it right away.
yeah,
You're gonna try to do some what do you call troubleshooting yourself. Make sure
yes.
if your electrical outlet's working, if the reset button has been reset, check that. You try to go to different room and plug it in to see if it works. And if everything works, I mean, if everything is not helping, none of these steps help, then you try to plug into the same outlet a different thing, your phone charger maybe, to see if it's working. And after many steps, only then, if you still have the warranty, then you contact Dyson and tell them, hey, this is not working, and you send it back to them. So until then, you will try to do some troubleshooting. Same thing here. When they ask you this question during interview, when I click on this button, it's not working. What do you do next? We're gonna do some troubleshooting from our end to see if we can identify the root cause. What is causing this issue? Why it's not working? First, refresh the page, then go to uh, DevTools, check the console log, check the network tab, and then maybe try to even, if it's a web page, then try to launch it on a different browser other than Chrome, right?
Right.
And close the Chrome, quit the application, relaunch it again. Like, you're gonna do some steps before you report the bug. And then, only then, you will try to make sure that you create a bug, you report it, and in the ticket, you include all the steps that you have taken. Good. All right, let's take our 15-minute break. I'll see you after 15 minutes, okay?
Okay. I'll stop sharing.
Yep. Okay, now that we did post adding new user, let me go back. The faker one right here. In the body, we can provide I don't need to. I do this, then I get in the response what I create. So if I do not provide ID, what I create, okay. In the code that you guys have written, you have we're gonna create a new one. Let's do okay. To this request. New file, and it's going to be store what? Okay. User store user dot feature. Oh wait, I need to let me check out the new branch here. Where's the terminal? Okay. Git branch. Okay, git checkout. PHP. Add new user store API. Add new user. Okay, now I can add store API user dot feature. Okay, let's go ahead and add that in there. And I need to do override file type 2 broken, and just like in here, okay, I can simply create my own for this one, right? So the feature is what? Okay, yeah, features, add a new user. Test users for store API. Let's just move that, and for scenario, it's gonna be successfully add a new user to store API given. I'm audible, right? You guys can hear me?
Yes.
Given the store API endpoint is available to add new user, and the and valid user payload. Let me zoom in here, I think. Yeah. Is ready when I send a request to add the new user, then the response returns the new user ID. Yeah. Okay. Now let's go ahead and create step definitions. Step definitions are going to be under for API users. Add it also, and does I have the Cucumber IO? Okay. I need to put these in there. And then create this one, right? The general method. Okay. Yeah. Class 30s given. Oh, I forgot to put the annotation. Ah, public void or API endpoint is available. Mm, okay. Of the rest assured. Let's go ahead and put here rest assured dot base URI equals base URL URI. And in here we need to declare some private string. For example, the base URI, it's going to be equal to yeah, endpoint for oops, users. Yeah. So far, everything okay? Anybody have any questions?
No.
Okay. You have, looks like you already covered the similar thing here, right? So the same thing I'm doing. Okay, and the only thing I'm gonna make different here is to set up. So to send a request payload or request body, we call it, right? This is what I need to create. So request body means if I'm sending this data into the database, this is the format, which is JSON format. JSON stands for
Like JavaScript object, yeah,
notation.
notation.
Good. JavaScript object notation, but we call it an object. So I need to create this object to the backend. So it is the communications, basically language. Like if I want to send some money to, for example, Turkey, and in Turkey, if they want to use it for in the local shops, if the dollar is not supported, then obviously they are going to use the lira, which is the Turkish currency. Same thing. This is a language basically that has like it is the standard data format that has been accepted or regulated for REST APIs, RESTful APIs. And the communication happens in the JSON format. There's an XML format, but JSON format is much faster. It's lighter. It's simply, if you take a look at it, it's just a simple, what do you call? It's just a simple text, right? JSON is even lighter than the text. And that's why for communication of data exchange or data transfer, they use JSON format. And now we have to provide this information. When I send this request, if I try to create this new user, here, I'm going to copy this, and in our store API, here you go. So if I want to create a new user to this user's endpoint, yeah, and I need to use post request, which is going to create new record into the database. So now here in the request body, we call this request body, or you can also refer to it as the payload, request payload. Okay, I have to now provide here this information, and let me comment all and X. Oops. I want to convert this to JSON. Okay. What was the one? Um, this cannot do it then. Good. Okay. Where's my postman? Here. Right. Paste it here. Okay, good. Fuck at Gmail username. Fuck. Password ABCD 1 2 3 4 $. Okay. First name Fuck. Last name Johnson. That's fine. All this information is good. And send. All right, so it generates an ID for me. Okay. So I'm going to Command Alt, Command C. I'm going to copy all that information. And put it here somewhere. For now, I'm going to use that. Okay. Because now all the information that I have here for this new user, I have to send it to the backend in my post request. So for that, the best way to handle it for now, with the knowledge that we have available, I could use a string to keep all of this in a string, but I want to practice what you guys have already learned. Map. Let me import this. You guys already know hash map, right? So each part right here, this is going to be a string, the key, and the value. The value will have to be some. Value will have to be an object. And let me see, for example, so the first name. Okay. Since we have not covered how we can create the user, let's just keep it in a string for now. New user or user payload equals this. And I'm gonna put that. I will send this to you guys, okay? I'll drop it in the Slack channel. I mean, you can change the email and all that stuff. But for now, just keep it like that. So this is going to be our user payload or request payload. And why these keep not the store available? Gonna create getters and setters for that at the moment. Okay. Okay, we have the user, we have the URI, which is here. Command Z, Command Z, Command Z. and Command Z. Okay, we have the base URI, we have the endpoint, we have the user payload, and let's just go ahead and create maybe the one for response, so we can validate the response also. Private, going to be the response and response. Okay. And now in our base URI setup, it's done. All I have to do here is to change it to this and just put that. Oh, this would have to be used as given, right? Or end is fine. Okay, I can keep it as end. And public void. And I'm going to get it set up as valid user data. And option L. What if I take this in here and index? Oops. User payload equals this. Yep. I have the user's payload. And I'm gonna put here annotation, public void. There's a typo. It has to be request, right? So I'm gonna put here request. We have to take care of that. Okay, when I send request to add new user, then for my response, I want from rest assured that given that the content type, we want the content type to be JSON format. And now this is where we need to provide the data, the user's data. And so for the payload body, user payload dot when I post it to the endpoint that I have, okay. Now let me just format it. Okay, good. And then public void response returns new user ID. Okay. For now, let's just go ahead and print out the users the response. Yeah, let's just print it out, print out the response for now. We can use pretty print. Let me use that pretty print. Okay. Let's run to make sure it works. And after I will go ahead and go over this and explain to you guys. Okay, so it did return the response. So why is it printing it out again? If I was to, for example, comment this out and run it again, it only print one time, no? Didn't print, okay. Oh, I don't need to system out print blah blah blah. I can just do query print and it should print it for me. Yeah, okay. So let's go over this test case. I think from the feature file perspective, you guys are all set. Basically the same thing that I'm doing here. We followed this documentation of creating a new user, and we did it using the Postman. If I send this request, it basically returns the ID for me, right? Send it again, it returns 11, send it again, returns 11. So anyhow, I am able to create a new user with the following information, which is JSON format. And again, this is going to be a request body, okay? During interview and at work, you're gonna have to refer to it as the request body or request payload. Payload, okay? Payload. Payload and body are similar, request body. And this part is for the request. And this part, this is also body, you see? But this is response body, okay? That we are receiving from the API's answer or response, if you will. So I'm sending all this information through post request, and in my response, I'm getting this new ID getting generated for this new user. Doing the same thing here, basically created a new scenario, successfully add a new user to Store API. Given the Store API endpoint is available to add new user, and a valid user payload is ready when I send a request to add new user, I could have put this part into one step, yeah? Given the Store API endpoint is available to add new user, when I send a request to add a new user with valid payload, right? Something like that. Then the response returns the new user ID. So in the response, as you saw here, we received new ID for the user, new user. Okay, and from the steps perspective, basically I am storing this. I could put this into in here as a local variable. There you go, like that, but it doesn't have to be, it wouldn't have to be private. And just like this, or instead, I could just put everything as an inline variable like that. And same thing here for this guy. Yep. So the only thing now left is to create the user payload, and user payload is the one that we are sending to the backend, right? In our text blog. Let's see. We know what this means, right?
Yes, new line.
Escape literal.
and then n. So this backslash, when we use it in this combination, we call it as escape literal, and then n stands for new line. Okay, so we created the string, which is the user's payload with the user information. The beautiful part about rest assured is that it gets chained. You see, given and when then, right? So as you can see here, I have not provided here any information about the URI or URL. Do you see it here? You see, I don't, so this is the URI or URL. URL where we're gonna send the data to. But the thing is, we're referring to it as the rest assured base URI. And that's it. But if you noticed, this store API endpoint is available. This method is completely different than this guy. So anything that you have in this method will be local to this method only. So if I say here name equals Steven, this Steven is local. The scope of this variable is local to this method scope only. But when we send this request, when we're running this test case, we're not defining the URI here. I'm not providing it here, but it's getting all this information right from here. And how does this magic work? The magic here is the chaining of the annotations given. You see? Now in here, anywhere, if I create another, the update, right? I'm gonna create an update. So I'm gonna say the store API endpoint is available to add new user or update, but I'm going to refer to the same method here. Oops. Up here. Then I don't have to recreate the same step. Okay. I can just add here when then. And it will get the base URI from this instance, base URI instance of rest assured. The chaining is happening with the given when then annotation. That's the magic here. So in given, we're defining the base URI, and when already knows where exactly to send this new user data. Okay, so that part is, I hope you guys understand. And so, yeah, I'm providing the endpoint here in the post part. So whatever the response, I'm gonna say rest assured dot given, provide the content type, which is JSON, and the request body, not response body, right? Request body, I provide the user payload, which is the user data. This guy right here, user payload. And when I perform a post request, whatever the response gets returned here will be stored in this response object. And the response object, as you can see here, it's an object of the response class. And this response class has a method called prettyprint. So in the then step, it's saying response dot prettyprint. So I'm just printing out the response body. Prettyprint is a method to beautify it, meaning in the JSON format, it's gonna print it for us. Okay, good. Any questions?
So we need to memorize, yeah, the structure of what you wrote in response, like after this equal,
This part?
or it will come by experience.
This part?
No. Like,
Dana?
yes, this part, because I didn't like fully get, I think, inside.
Yeah. It's practice, 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 and it will come. You don't have to memorize this, meaning it follows the same structure. Given, when, basically, then is the part where you define the method type.
Mhm.
Given that you are rest assured URI, base URI, and when I provide this request body, right? When that's provided, and when I do the post request, then I should get the response basically. But yeah, if you want, you can memorize. It's after doing like 5-10 examples, you will remember it even if you want it or not. And nowadays, the best part is just Google or ChatGPT. But yeah, that's it. Now I would like to assert to make sure that the response body contains this ID property, right? So that part I'm gonna ChatGPT because it's been quite some time since I did that. No, don't make me. Assert that response body contains ID property using JUnit in Java Selenium. See, these guys are using a little different style. Assert true. Response body contains original parse JSON and verify property. Good. This is a good way. But JSON path is something that you will have to cover with Bixelton first because I want you guys to be comfortable with like using dot notation to access the different properties from the JSON body, response body before we can cover that. Let's how did it convert to string? There should be two string method now. Okay, S string, yeah. Response body, response dot get body. So since this response is an instance or it's an object of the response class, it also has methods like to, as you can see, get body, and then from that body as string. So now the response body, I mean the response has been converted to the string. And we're storing it inside the response body. And assert that assert true. Assert true that response body that contains a property called ID. Yeah. Do we have any questions on this part?
No.
So the response body, and I don't know, you don't have to remember all the methods available in the response.
Mhm.
Get body, pretty print, and as string beautify or something like that. There would be one, just 3 methods. Dot, oh, get status code, obviously, that also needs to be, we can also do that, by the way. Yeah, int status code. Okay, actual status code. Assert that also. So assert that assert equals actual status code. What does it equal to? 200, yeah? Equals. Oh no, the expected is 200 here, and then the actual, okay. So yeah, verify that the status code equals 200, and then verify that the response body contains the property ID. And what we can do is also response.getBody.id. System out println response body dot no response dot get body dot ID. No. That's fine. Let's just run this. Okay. Oops. I'm gonna run it. All right, good. So it passed. We got 200. If you want, we can print out the status code. Response dot get status code. Actual status code. That's 1, 2, response dot preprint. Rerun. And as you can see here, we got the status code as 200, and this is the response body. Okay, any questions? Anyone?
Could you send this code on Slack?
Yep.
Thank you.
Ignore. I need to add that idea to get ignore, right? Um, Git restore. Got idea. Ignore. Got idea. And codings. It should have. Oh, there's. Okay. Let me just copy this. Let me just copy this. Okay. Now get status. Yeah.